guys, it's Jen, aka MotoGP Sillies, and I just thought I'd hop on here and do a little video about a few of my favorite things from the 2019 MotoGP season. I'm feeling really festive. I've got my gaudy headpiece in that I made, and I just thought it'd been a while since I'd made a video, and I just really wanted to touch base and review some of the 2019 season since we're almost out of 2019 now. So keep watching and I'll review those moments. So I don't know if I'm going to go in any kind of order because my memory's kind of rusty anyway. Not sure of the order of everything, but I thought I'd just kind of go through a few of my favorite moments. Some of them were a little excitement tinged with a little bit of sadness, such as the Catalan GP. And that was when, oh, it was so exciting when Lorenzo got up to the front for the first time on his Honda, and he was doing really well. And then he takes out tons of riders right towards the beginning of the race. That was the awful part, but the exciting part was that cleared the way for Fabio to get his maiden podium, which, we'd been waiting for it, and finally it happened. I was so excited and so happy. And then Petrucci also got a podium. So even though it was like, we went from being excited, or I went from being excited about Lorenzo getting up there, and then he crashed people out. It was awful. And then two of my favorites got a podium, so it was one of those times where it was the good mixed with the bad. But another moment that really stands out this season was qualifying for the Spanish GP. I remember that morning I had set my alarm for the wrong time, so I woke up maybe 30 minutes after qualifying had aired, and I tuned in and rewatched it, and oh my God, Fabio got on pole, Frankie got in second, so the Petronas Yamaha team were both sitting up there 1-2 in the Spanish GP in qualifying, and that was such a happy moment. So happy for the team. I've had a soft spot in my heart for them because they're this brand new team with a rookie and a really brand new rider. I mean, Frankie had been on that horrible Honda the year before, but it feels like everything's so new, and it was such a great moment to see them both be up there, the whole team back there, so much excitement. That was such a great morning. I got so many messages from y'all, and it made me so happy. Another highlight of the season was my boy Zarco getting his first qualifying top 3. That was at the Czech GP, and he qualified in 3rd. It was a wet qualifying. It was crazy, and that felt like a turning point. Like, I thought, oh my God, Zarco. I'm sure I was just being silly, but I thought, Zarco's gonna do well on the KTM now. But as we all know, that didn't pan out. But in that moment, that qualifying, that 3rd place qualifying, it was incredible. I know it's weird to be excited about qualifying, but sometimes qualifying this season was the most exciting part of the entire weekend because it's always so freaking close, so chaotic. And I love that this year, this is a favorite thing that MotoGP did this year, making the qualifying for Moto2 and Moto3 in the same format with the Q2 and Q1, and it just makes all the qualifying so exciting every weekend. I used to not always go back and watch Moto3 and Moto2 qualifying, but the new format is awesome. I'm glad that they got those in line. Of course, you all know, because it was one of my first videos, and everyone knows I love Ducati. So when Dovi beat Marquez at the Red Bull Ring in Austria again, set my heart aflutter. I love it. I love those exciting races that went down the wire. Much like the British GP, where Alex Rins took the win at the line. I love those final, last lap, last corner showdowns. I know we all love them, but hey, I'm talking about my favorite things, so we may have overlap in our favorite things. Of course, you know, right up there at the very top is Petrucci's win at Mugello. That race, I know I jokingly say I almost had a heart attack watching, but that race, it was a bizarre physical response when he passed Dovi and Marquez on the inside and kind of barged through and pushed Dovi up a bit on that last lap. My whole body went numb, and my heart just felt like it was swelling up, and I was getting short of breath. I'd never had that type of physical reaction to watching any kind of sport, but even just talking about it now, I'm getting goosebumps. It was incredible. Sitting on my couch with my dogs and just screaming and clutching my heart because I really thought I was gonna just pass out when he made that move. But in my mind, I was like, Marquez is probably gonna come back, but Petrucci did it. That whole, the after the race was so emotional. Even the journalists, if you watched, it was after the final testing when Steve Day and everyone were packing up, they all were talking about how that win was one of the best, if not the best moment of the season. So, I love Petrucci. I love Ducati. He won in Italy on a Ducati, and it was just so magical. Everyone felt so happy. And I got so many messages that day too because everyone was feeling the Petrucci love. It was fantastic. Those races are the reason I love watching because it's something new, something fresh. It's a story and we're all in it together watching it, and victory is so sweet for people who work hard. So that is really my favorite thing of the season. So that hands down was my favorite moment of the season. But if we're talking about just kind of a human connection aspect, being at COTA when Marquez crashed out, he was okay. So I'm not saying, yeah, Marquez crashed out. I'm saying Marquez eliminated himself from America's GP, and being there, the crowd reaction, and I didn't quite know what was going on, but seeing Rossi come around that corner leading at America's GP, I freaking lost it, and the audience was going wild. It was such a great energy, so positive. I'm not saying anything crazy like, I'm glad Marquez crashed, but just everyone being so happy that Rossi was in the lead, something new was happening at our race. Because every year it's like, I love it, but the race is always kind of lackluster because Marquez gets ahead, and then it's just kind of like, but after the race was fantastic too. Of course, Rossi didn't win, but he got on the podium. So we had Rins get his maiden win at COTA, Rossi in second, and Miller in third. People freaking love Jack Miller here, and all over the world, I know, but that was also a great podium. Just, it was exciting and fresh. And I remember like running through the paddock and like finding people and hugging them, and we were all just so happy. It was just such a jovial feeling in the paddock because usually when it's time for the paddock to pack up, it's a little sad. But that day, the energy was just so positive and happy, and that was the best moment of the season. Just, the weather was perfect, and everyone was so happy, hugging, high-fiving, and I don't know, I wish you all could have been there because it was just a great day of humanity and motorcycle racing and being with all of y'all that I've met through here or that I've just met through MotoGP. So that was probably one of the best moments of the season, human connection-wise, just being with everyone. So these are a few of my favorite things from the 2019 season. Thank you all so much for watching and following along on my Instagram with all my silly, like, Fabio's so dreamy, and Petrucci's my favorite, and go Ducati. Thank you all for following along with all my silliness. I hope I brought you a little bit of joy. You all bring me so much joy because you're my connection to this world, and sometimes it's like, oh man, no one in the US watches MotoGP. But a lot of y'all do. We just had to find each other through the internet. So thank you for watching. Thank you for following. Let's keep in touch through the winter break. I want to keep making memes and keep making videos, so keep tuned in, and thank you so much for the support. Happy holidays, and take care, everyone. See you in 2020.